It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. You are listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. It is Thursday, June 13th. Thanks for starting your day with us here. Temperatures are in the mid-60s as of 5 a.m. And if you like summertime, today is for you. We have some really nice, warm summer temperatures on the way today. We stay rain-free in the Ozarks today, but I do have some rain chances that have started to move into the extended forecast. I'll get to that in just a minute. I don't think we see rain during the day today. However, tonight may be a different story as a cold front sinks south into the Ozarks. The big story for us this afternoon that it's the first day of summertime heat. We've got heat that's building, high temperatures landing in the upper 80s, low 90s, and heat index values are probably going to be somewhere from 95 to 100 degrees today. There will be an area of very active weather across the Midwest today, and it's really just to our north. In fact, northern Missouri having an opportunity for some severe weather as we head into this evening and tonight. The Ozarks, well, we may see a stray storm from that, but the best chances are likely going to be up in central Missouri, well north of Highway 54. So maybe just sneaking into some of our very far northern counties. And if that happens, it will be very late in the overnight hours tonight. Today, the big story, as I mentioned, it's the heat. Heat builds into the region, and we are talking about this sticking around through early next week. Very minimal rain chances are expected. So even though you're going to hear me talk about some thunderstorm chances in the forecast, I mean, these are isolated at best. These are not washout type rains, anything that's going to rain all day long. The heat is the bigger story and the humidity that goes along with it. You're going to start hearing words like heat exhaustion, heat stroke, dehydration in the forecast for the next couple of weeks because it really does look like we're going to see some very warm temperatures ahead. So just a reminder to protect yourself from the heat. We haven't quite felt these heat index values near the triple digits yet, so drink plenty of water if you're going to be outdoors. Apply sunscreen every 2 hours. That reapplication is really important, especially for the kids that are going to be out, doing that water play in the outdoors the next couple of days. Take regular breaks in the shade and if you can in the air conditioning because the heat is on and it looks like it's here to stay when I look at some of the extended weather charts. Cold front that I mentioned that arrives tonight into early Friday may mean thunderstorms for our northern counties overnight tonight into early tomorrow. That could last through the afternoon. And just kind of a heads up here, any storms that do get going have the potential to bring some severe weather here. The heat and humidity are just so high that very isolated activity could mean that the storms produce some gusty winds, some hail is going to be possible out of some of the strongest storms. I just want to give you a heads up that that's a potential in the forecast as we head into Friday. Today, we're talking a mostly sunny sky, high temperature at 90 in Springfield. Not too cool tonight, 70, my low temperature forecast. And when you start at 70 degrees on Friday morning, well, it's going to get into the 90s pretty quickly. Humidity in the forecast Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, each of those days, temperatures will remain in the low 90s, but it will feel more like 95 to 100 degrees. Around the country, what's making headlines? Well, you've heard about all the heavy rainfall affecting South Florida. Now, the National Hurricane Center eyeing another area of potential tropical development for the Western Gulf. So we'll keep an eye on that. Models hinting that we may see some development in the Gulf by next week. There's also that slight risk of severe weather that I mentioned today. It's a pretty widespread area that could see some of the stronger storms. It's for the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, parts of the Middle Mississippi Valley, and the Central Plains. That's as we head into tonight. Excessive heat also still making headlines in the forecast today for parts of Central and Northern California, and heat advisories and special weather statements may be necessary out there, as it's a bit early to see the extreme heat in Northern California. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question. This is what I left you with yesterday. Nearly all fossils are preserved in what type of rock? And the options that I gave you were A, volcanic, B, igneous, C, sedimentary, or D, metamorphic. Do you remember this from grade school? I very vividly remember all of this rock stuff because I thought it was just so cool. C, sedimentary. Congrats if that was your guess. Almost all fossils are preserved in sedimentary rock. Organisms that live in low places, such as lakes or ocean bases, have the best chance of being preserved. That's because they are already in locations where the sediment is likely to bury them and shelter them from scavengers and decay. And we learn so much from those ocean creatures that are beneath the surface. So, congrats if C was your guess. Here's your next chance to win $20 to Scooter's Coffee. Prince Harry, what is his official first name? Don't look it up, just take a guess. Do you think it is A, Archie, B, William, C, Henry, or D, Charles? You can submit your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. You can also check the forecast there. We've got you covered up to the minute every single day. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening this morning. And thank you to our sponsors, Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Have a fantastic day. Hope you find a way to beat